Earlier this week, Georgia Jim sent me two locks, one of them being this Vachette Vitus Plus. I picked it really quick when I first unboxed it, but I haven't picked this or any other lock since then, so hopefully I'll be able to get this open. This lock's a lot like the, as far as I can tell, it's a lot like some of the locks I was picking from M&C recently, in that it has 6 dimples up top and a number of sliders on the side. 4 or 5, I don't know. I don't know much. Like I haven't gutted it or looked into this lock at all, so I don't know what's on the driver pins or anything like that, and I don't remember from picking it what it was like. But we'll find out today. I have a Multi-Pick Elite G Pro number 3 here, and then I brought also down number 10 to deal with the sliders. If I remember, the sliders don't really have channels on the side to easily drop down on, so they're a little bit harder to find because I can't like go in sideways and then rotate around. There's top boarding that stops, so I have to actually, I think, go in up vertical like this and find the different sliders. So we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll start with the top pins first. So there's 6 of them, so we'll go ahead, and I'm resting on top of the sliders, and that's going to kill some of my feedback here, so hopefully it won't be too bad. 1 is springy, so I'm looking for the ones that are binding. 2 feels like it's binding. I'm going to let off tension some to lift it up. And there we go, click from 2. Let's go back and see if 1 is binding now. Oh, I think it is. Okay. Lift up on 1 a little. There we go. 1 is now loose, 2's loose. I think this is 3. There we go, click from 3. 4, little click from 4. 5. 5 is going way up. There we go, click from 5. And 6. And click from 6. I got a little plug rotation. Go back to the beginning, let's see. 1 is definitely loose. 2 feels springy. 3 feels springy. 4 is springy. 5 is springy. 6 is springy. So it could be we're at the sidebar already. Didn't drop in as much a false set as I would expect to go for a sidebar. The only one that feels questionable is number 2. Here, I click 2 again. That might be an overset though. Let's see if we dropped anything. 3, 4 might be. There, 4, click, 5, and 6. Alright, it didn't seem to give me any more false set than I had before. 1 seems good. 2 might be overset. I might have gone too far with 2. 4. Some of these ones in the back. No, it doesn't feel. Oh, there we go. I touched. I barely touched number 6 in the back. It must have dropped down just a little bit, and it looks like we dropped into a lot of false set now. So this is more what I expect when being ready for the sliders. So let's go ahead and feel for binding slider. That's not a slider. There we go. Slider number 1 appears to be binding. I can't move the pick at all, so I'll go ahead and move it. There we go. Click out of number 1. Let's see if we can find number 2. Here's another binder. I don't know if this is number 2. I think it's number 2. I felt some plug rotation from number 2 when I just kind of moved it just a little. 3 feels loose. I think that was 3. Alright, we'll go and just try to find... Alright, 1 is definitely good. I mean, springy now. 2 feels like it's binding. I'm trying to... Oh, no, wait. 2 feels springy, actually. It's hard to say because it seems like it's a low lift number 2. So 3 feels like it's binding, or... yeah, 3 feels binding. Let's go ahead and push that some. Alright, and we're open. Huh, so I only mess with 2... Well, the second slider I messed with a little bit, but only 3 of the sliders. So, in case it's open, let's take a look at what's in here, if there's, as far as security pins. trying to think. Number 2 felt like we hit a spool on top or something like that. Other than that, I don't think I really felt much in the way of security pins on top. So we'll go ahead and take this out. Get some autofocus going. I did not bring down any gutting tools, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and run upstairs and grab those. I'll be right back. Alright, so I've fast forwarded all that. Let's see what we need to get this gutted. I did not bring down any followers either. Well, it's okay. We'll do it without a follower. Georgia Jim's probably, what? We'll use a follower for reassembly. Alright, so this, I guess he sent this to me already all loosened. Let's lock it up. There we go. It's already mostly loosened, so try to do this with the least deformation possible. Not my lock. I like to treat it better than I treat my own locks. So there's a little bit. Is that enough to get it off? Well, come on, it should be enough. Yeah. I'm going to deform it a little more. It's better than if getting it bent so that it's no longer flat. It's better to open it up a little bit more than to bend it so it's no longer flat. If I can get on it. Okay, that should definitely be enough, right? There we go. Alright, C-clip. And since I don't have a follower, I'm going to use the plug itself as a follower. So, sidebar is down on the bottom there. Yeah, it shouldn't matter too much. I'm guessing that this key will hold in sliders like it does in all other locks. And the only thing I need to catch is the slider. And what I'll do is, yeah, so these driver pins are going to shoot out. And I'll just put them in the appropriate slots on the tray as they come out. Alright, so pin number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was very compliant and dropping in the right space. And there's its spring. Driver 5. And you should have a spring. There it is. Let's look at this pin here. Pin 6 is it's got a spool on there. So we did have to tap that again. I guess that might have been getting out of the spool area. 5 looks like it's standard. Pin 4. There's pin 4. Pin 4 looks like a standard. Pin 1. So I lost it a little bit because it rotated on me. I'll put that there. The sidebar is going to fall out the bottom. And there's pin 1. Pin 2, like I said, felt like a spool. Alright, so I was off by no, I wasn't off by a chamber. 2 was the spool, and 3 is a standard. There's some of the springs. There's some more that are still in here. I did bring down tweezers, so at least that part I can do right. There that is, and there that is. Okay, now there's this sidebar channel there. That's what holds the sidebar, which we'll get out right here. It's going to be underneath this thing. So there's the sidebar. Just a standard sidebar, it's all flat. Put that over there. There should be 2 springs with it, like anything else. 1 and 2. Come on, it's right here. I don't want to launch it. There's 2. So 1 and 2 sidebar springs. Now top pins. Okay, pin 1, pin 3, pin 4. See if we can get any of the other ones to stand up. Nope. I think I felt some key control pins or something down the side with my finger as I was pulling that key out. So there's more stuff that could fall out. There's 2. Here's 5. and 6. Oh no, those aren't key control pins. What I'm feeling is the sliders, of course. Yep. All right, so 4 sliders in here. I don't think I interacted with one of them. All right, so slider number 1. I have a little notch here for whatever that is. I don't know what that is, but just a true gate on number 1. So I'll put them up here, 4 sliders. Number 2, just a 1 true gate is it. Slider 3, oops, just the true gate. Slider 4, also just the true gate and that notch, whatever that notch is. Here's some slider springs. They're sprung sliders. So the sliders are very easy. You just push them until they set because they have no false gates or anything like that. Let's see if which way these go around. They look like they might be. They look like they're reversible, the sliders. So when you reassemble this, you have to make sure that you stick the key in and that they all line up with the sidebar. You won't be able to open it if you put them in wrong, but you should still be able to put it in here because even without picking the sidebar, you should still be able to gut this because the sidebar isn't stopped from coming out. You see how the end is not solid, so you can still gut it with the wrong sidebar. Looking at these key pins, we did remember number 6. I had to push a little bit at the end, so it did have a tiny little bit of spool, but I didn't notice it as a spool when I pushed on it, but that did open it. And then number 2 is the one that I actually noticed, and this is a spool, so that's the one that I had to push up a second time. I didn't really feel the counter rotation when I was pushing on it, but I did notice that it did feel different from the rest as far as binding went. It didn't, remember I was like, oh, it feels a little springy, but it felt different from the rest. The rest of them felt really springy, so that's why I went back and pushed on number 2. So that is the Vachette Vidas Plus. I don't think it's ranked yet, but probably get ranked, I'm guessing, around the purplish area. Thanks everyone, bye.